Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming, and on this video tutorial, oh my gosh, we're gonna do part one of a two-part series on carrot stuffies. And oh my gosh, these are so absolutely adorable, super easy to make, and you can put your own spin on it a million different ways. So obviously I'm a little bit excited about this. Anyways, as you are hopping on, say hello. Tell me where you're watching from. Feel free to sprinkle. Yeah, please do sprinkle. I would really appreciate that. Ask questions if you would like, all that good stuff. Okay, so this is the stuffy, the carrot stuffy that I made yesterday. And I always do my projects, unlike some other crafters who just sit down and craft and do a project from start to finish. I like to do a project a couple of times before I actually do it on a video so that I can show you what works and what doesn't work. And I can go at it from more of a teaching aspect than just talking to you while I'm crafting. Okay, so I learned something very big about this. And I want to show you the stuffies that I made last year too, because those were pretty cute. And I have a whole pile of them out just to show you, just to give you some ideas to get your creative juices flowing. Okay, so I made this yesterday. And it's canvas duck, which I'll talk about all of that. But I did it all one piece, the carrot and the random greens on the top. Can you see that? And I stuffed this part first, and then I glued it shut, and then I started working on the body of the carrot, and here's the problem. You see? That is the problem. Although it's adorable, I could actually take a paint stir stick and glue it to the back of this. I may do that. Let me grab a ruler just as an example. I could glue something on this, like a ruler, to allow it to do its thing and sit up straight. But what we're going to do today is we're going to do some that are two pieces, and we're going to see how that works. Anyways, you could do any kind of a hanger. You could put a little hanger right here and hang this on your front door. You could hang it sideways. You could hang it this way. I mean, there's so many cute things that you could do. Oh my goodness, there's already 200 people on, yay. Okay, so what we're going to be using today is we're going to use some painter's tape. We're going to be using some of these guys. These are just little pouncer brushes. Spouncers is what they're called. They came from Walmart. We're going to be using a variety of different ribbons. These are the three colors of paint that we're going to use. They're all Waverly brand, and they're all from Walmart. My Walmart carries these anyways. Okay, so it's Waverly acrylic paint in white. And it says chalk, but it's acrylic. It's acrylic paint. Pumpkin, this is an awesome color. And then this messy little one is called moss. And that's the green for the top. And then I'm going to be using some of these. These are like my favorite crafting tool because I love to do dots and squiggles and just fun stuff like that. But the main element of this is canvas duck fabric, which you can pick up at Walmart. You can pick it up at Joann's, at Hobby Lobby, anywhere that has a fabric department. It's a thicker canvas fabric, and that is what you want. You don't want a thin muslin. You want something thick that has some body to it. Okay, so let's see. Let me just throw that right there. Okay, so before I came live, I cut out two bigger pieces of just a random carrot. This is, you guys, the shape, I don't have a pattern. The shape can be whatever you want, but we all know basically what a carrot looks like, right? Okay, so I cut out two pieces. And then I took one of them and I put some painter's tape on it because we're going to do stripes for this one. And I just taped it down to my little, what is this thing called, this mat that I like to paint on because nothing will stick to it. And this is what it looks like. So I did 2 rows of the blue tape, then I painted, and then I spaced it out the same difference. Then I did 2 rows, space, 2 rows, space. And I painted this a little while ago. Oh, and the first step I forgot to tell you was I wanted the underneath of it to be white. So I painted the whole entire thing in white craft paint before I even got started, okay? And then I just did 1 coat of orange over the top. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so adorable. And it's been drying for about an hour. Wow, you guys, there's almost enough for a star party here. If anyone wants to do that, we have 26 more seconds left. So I let it dry with the tape on it. You can take it off beforehand if you want, but that's what I did. And this is gonna be so cute. Okay, so here's the front of our carrot to be, and here's the back. We're not gonna glue it together yet until we figure out exactly what we want to do, but I did want to point one thing out for you in case you have this happen and you're surprised. Just trying to figure out which side goes with which side. When you paint your canvas, it is going to shrink a little bit. And this just shows you exactly how it does. For some reason, the painted canvas will shrink a little bit. Okay, so this will be going on the back of it in a little bit. Now there's tons of different ways that we could decorate the front of this. And I'm gonna just do the stripes for this one. But we're gonna do some little squiggles and lines and so forth to make it adorable. And then we'll do the top, okay? So I'm using these ink and chalk paste markers are from magnoliadiy.com, and you guys, I think that if you like to craft, you need to have these in your craft stash. I use them all the time. I'm using the ink one in black, but I'll probably also use white. And I'm going to just prime it. Let's see if I can come down here a little bit further without tipping the whole thing over. Okay, I don't know if that's better or not, but okay, so I'm just going to shake up my ink pen, and then I'm going to prime it a little bit by pushing it down on a paper plate. And then I'm going to do squiggle, dot, dot, all the way around the edge. It's adorable already. Oh my goodness. And this whole project is probably, I probably have less than $1 worth of fabric here. Way less than $1 worth of paint. Way less than 50 cents worth of the ink that comes in these markers. This is just, and you can really crank these out and give them such fun personality. I think they would be a great gift. I would love it if somebody made one of these and gave it to me. So I'm going to go all the way around, and then I'm going to show you all these things back here, including the stuffies that we made last year that are carrots also. And in some areas you may want to kind of go back over your squiggles. Especially on the white painted for some reason. It has a harder time accepting this ink. So I like to do squiggle, dot, dot, dot. And I know it's not brain surgery, but can you guys see okay? If, tell you what, if these comments here are driving you bonkers, you should be able to swipe them away. using either your finger or your cursor or your mouse, depending on what device you're on, either up or down, left or right, okay? So let's keep going. And I do like to vary how long my squiggles are as well, so they're not all exactly the same length. You definitely want to do this part before you stuff, because you won't be able to draw squiggles and dots on it once you stuff it. Oh no, I just lost the end of my marker, it just fell out. Okay. So what is everyone up to today? Who likes stripes better and who likes polka dots better? I want to know. All right, let's keep going. I have had this pin set for 2 years, and I have done, or not quite 2 years, pretty close to 2 years, and I have done a ton of amazing projects with it, and I'm going to show you some of them in just a minute. So this pin set that we're using, it has black, white, gold, and silver in ink and in chalk paste. So you can use them for a variety of different projects. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. I did the stripes on this sort of at an angle, and now I'm looking at it, it kind of reminds me of one of those barber poles. Fluffing stuff all over myself. Okay. Alrighty. Look how absolutely adorable that is. Now you could do a stencil right here. Something that said something if you wanted, and that would be adorable. Or you could just leave it plain. We're going to do some stuff on the stripes in just a second, but I want that to kind of have a second to start to dry so I don't smudge it. And let's look at what I have behind me. Okay, so from last year I did a bunch of carrots also. And this was a table runner that I made out of canvas duck. Big surprise, and I did this little ruffle on it. And these carrots here, they're not stuffed, but they were made out of canvas fabric that I used orange ink, and this is the Victorian pattern stencil. So I made a big piece of fabric just using the stencil and orange ink, and then I cut it into the shape of carrots, and I put those on either side. And then to go along with that, I made these bowl fillers that are just carrot shapes. And I just used twisted strips of the canvas, and I used my pinking shears, which on these two, which my pinking shears are not filling well, they're not doing well. I need to get them serviced or something. And then here was the last one. And that was just one of the little stencils from the spring minis from last year. They'll have a new one coming out very soon for this year. And this is also that same Victorian pattern stencil. And then just for fun, I don't even know why, but I decided to do some carrots in navy blue because I was feeling navy blue. I don't know. And I made a bunch of other banners and things last year, this same style. I also made, let's see, a couple other table runners, but I gave all of those away. So, going along this same idea with this Victorian pattern stencil, these were some little lemons that I made, just using yellow ink and then the green polka dots on the same thing. This was a stuffy, a door stuffy that I made. It looks very similar to our carrot shape, but it's a candy corn. And then I used a bunch of fall words on it, and you can see my squiggles and dots. And I just glued a piece of jute or twine or hemp or whatever you want to call this in it to hang it. What do you guys think so far? Do you love these ideas? I have a couple more I want to show you, and then we'll go back to our project. Okay, these were Christmas. And this is like a Christmas ornament shape, which I painted with red and white paint. And it's the same brand, it's that Waverly brand. And then I used a stencil on it, and I did straight lines and dots and things in the little polka dots. I'm going to show you how to do the polka dots in just a minute. Okay, that was one for Christmas, and then here was another one that I did for winter. I painted it white. I did the little dots and squiggles in the silver pen, and then I stenciled it with this Baby It's Cold Outside stencil. And it's the same shape, but just a little bit smaller. Just very recently, we made these XOXO Y'all door hangers. It's all the same basic idea, and they're so fun to make. Oh my gosh. And then I have two more to show you. And I have made many more besides just these, but I've either given them away or I don't know where they are right now because I'm drowning in craft projects. Okay, this one I've showed a lot lately. This is Feeling Beachy, and it's like the shape of a mason jar, in case you're wondering what that shape is. And I used the white ink pen and the silver, and I did 2 rows of lines and dots on that one. And then there's this one, which is super cute for summer. And I just used some stencils on it, but I did the same thing. This is a yellow paint, a yellow acrylic paint. This is a silver colored acrylic paint, and then white. And then I used this adorable lemon, which way is it going? Lemon pattern stencil from MagnoliaDIY.com. And I used the black to do all this squiggle and dotting and all that business. So, tons of fun things that you can do. Okay, so let's come back to this. And you know what? I wonder if I have any black paint. Maybe I'll just do, let me look. See if I have any black. What color is this? It's ink. This is the brand that I'm liking of paint right now. It's Waverly brand. It's craft paint. It says matte finish, no prep, acrylic, and it's Plaid brand. Okay, this could work. Let's do dots. Like for example, tomorrow we're going to be making some little stuffies for doubles using smaller things. But today we're making this, we're going to finish this big carrot stuffy, and we're going to do the top as well. So I think just for fun, maybe we'll do some polka dots on here in black instead of, like on this one, I did it in white. because I painted this whole thing orange. Okay, let's try. What the heck? What's the worst thing that could happen? Nothing. One thing about this paint, this Waverly paint, that you probably want to know is that it's really thick. And so if you're going to paint a big area, you may want to consider watering it down just a little bit. But if you're going to do small areas, it's kind of nice that it's really thick. Okay, and I'm going to use some of these. These are called spouncers. Yeah, spouncers. And let me think. Let's do the large ones. What the heck? And I think I'm not going to necessarily do them on the lines. I'm just going to do a random pattern. Okay, and this is kind of fun, but if you've never done this before, practice on a paper plate. I'll show you what I mean before you actually try it. You're going to dip your spouncer in your paint, and then you're going to set it down on your project, and you're going to kind of twirl it just a little bit. Ooh, I need way more paint. Okay, I'm good. I'm really glad I practiced. And we might add a little splash of water in here because this stuff is seriously thick. I think we will. So I'm just going to spritz it with a teeny bit of my distilled water in my Magnolia spritzer, and let's practice. This spouncer is not very round also. Let's find a different one because I'm not liking the shape of this one. And I do want it to be round. I don't want it to be an oval. Okay, let's try again. Much better. Okay, so let's try. I can always remake this whole entire thing if I needed to because it's like $1's worth of supplies right here. So I just set it down and I'm just twisting it ever so slightly, and I'm going to pull it up and look, it's almost a perfect polka dot. What do you guys think? So what is everyone up to today? Is anyone crafting for anything besides Valentine's Day right now? I'm trying to do a mix of seasonal and non-seasonal things. And of course I'm jumping the gun a little bit to do some Easter projects. Okay, so here was a fail. Can you see? But I can fix that. That's easy. I'll just put some more paint on my pouncer. Set it down where it was, and I'm going to push it down and twirl it. Ha! Perfect! I don't know, does anyone else get as excited as I do about your projects? Or is that just me, that I'm a complete weirdo? Let's see, where do I want it? I want these to look just random. So I pushed it down, and I'm twisting my spouncer just a little bit. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. We're not going to be able to actually stuff this right now because it will take a while for, I'm going to do like two that are kind of close to each other. It'll take a little while for all of this to dry, and I really don't want to mess it up. But we are going to do the top. I'll show you that. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so good at my little bouncer dots. When you're doing random, sometimes it's good to like have a couple that are closer to each other than the rest. Okay, that was a fail. You see that? But we can fix it, no worries. I need to get close. And I need to not put my sleeve in one of the other ones. Perfect! Okay, I'm gonna do one more, and then I know this is boring. We'll go to the top, which I have an idea. We'll have to see how that works. Too far out of the range of the camera. I'm going to put it on there and pushing it down, and then I'm just twirling it. Okay, so I do want to tell you one important thing while I'm thinking about it. We used these different paints to paint our canvas. But you do not ever want to use paint on a magnolia stencil because paint dries really fast. And the thing about stencils is they have all these little mesh holes. They're like a silk screen. And when your paint dries in the mesh before you can get it washed out, it's permanent and it essentially clogs the holes in your stencil. So I know it would be great to just use acrylic paint, but I want my stencils to last for like multiple years and be able to pull them out year after year after year to use them. So don't use paint on your stencils. You're going to want to either use chalk paste, not chalk paint, or ink. So if you have questions about what that means, what's the difference between chalk paste and chalk paint, just ask me in the comments and I'd be glad to tell you. Essentially, chalk paste is like chalk that your teacher used to write on the blackboard with, but it's in a paste form and it has color. It's not permanent. And it doesn't mess up your stencils. Ink is for fabric and ceramics. It can be permanent if you heat set it or spray it. And it does not mess up your stencils either. So I just wanted to mention that. So I will, off camera, finish working on that. I may come back and stuff it with you. I don't know, we'll have to see. And I'm just gonna toss this spouncer because that package is not expensive, and I have one or two more floating around here somewhere. Okay, so what's this? Okay, so before I came live, I took a piece of canvas and I folded it in half, and then just very messy, I painted part of it. And I'm going to grab a piece of computer paper, because we're going to kind of think about what we might want our shape to be for the top of our carrot, okay? So I'm going to want it to be I'll hold this up in just a second. This looks like a pineapple. It's supposed to look like a carrot. I don't know, something like that. Okay, so I'm going to cut this out. And then we'll try. If it doesn't look good, then we can try again. It does look like the top of a pineapple. I hope it's discernible that it's a carrot top. Now as I'm cutting it out, I'm kind of altering the shape of it just a little bit. I'm not making this symmetrical. This is for the big carrot. I'll make a smaller one for the small carrot. Okay. And I'm just going to pin it onto my I'm going to pin it onto this double layer of green that I painted for the top. I did not paint the back side of it, okay? Just so you know. Okay, let's just pin it on and then we'll cut it out. And then we'll fiddle around with it, see what it looks like. And I think that we could do some fun things to decorate the top of it as well. Like maybe we'll do some small white dots. I don't know. Ow. So this is one of those projects totally that you can make it your own. And if you do that, I would love to see what you come up with. So I would love it if you would share pictures of what you make on that page that I started for all of us to be able to share our craft project ideas. I'm just going to get this off so I'm not having to lift this whole entire thing. I would love to see. So the page is called Dreamy DIY. It's a Facebook group that's free to join. There's no cost with it. It will ask you some questions if you go there to try to join. It's going to ask you if you agree, and I hope you do, not to use the group to try to sell anything like makeup or whatever. Not just makeup, anything, even completed projects. And it will ask you if you agree to be nice, which of course you're going to be nice. You're not going to criticize other crafters or me, please. And it's going to ask you if you agree not to share other crafters' videos into that group, which I would appreciate that. That just makes it hard because I get questions of how to do, you know, Sweet Barb from Shabby Trees projects when you guys share her videos into the Facebook page the Facebook group that I set up. And the thing is, she has her own group, her own awesome group. So just don't, be sure to answer that question and agree that you won't do that. Okay. So, well, hey Kay, hi Brenda. Brenda says she's never been able to find the group. Okay, there's a search bar on Facebook. It's up here somewhere. And it's just like an empty box, and you're just going to type in Dreamy, and then there's a space, DIY. So it's DREAMY space DIY. And it'll pull up the group. Or it should, anyways. Okay, so here's our little top that will probably stuff this part right here just a little bit. And let's see, is this going to be the right proportion? I think it's going to work just fine for this carrot. I might possibly do one that's a little bit bigger. Okay, but we're going to fiddle with this one. So, I might have to do a part 2 and a part 3. Let's fiddle with this, and let's use some white craft paint. And let's do little polka dots in white on this one. Okay, I'll show you what I just did. I just poured some white on here. And let's use this little teeniest little bouncer, which is not a great, I'm going to do just a little tiny spritz of water on here. It's not a great circle, but it's going to work just fine. Oh gosh, and I already got paint on it. How did I do that? Oh, for my thumb. Well, let's just cover that up. Perfect! If If you wanted smaller dots, you could even use the end of a paintbrush or the end of a spouncer to put little dots on there too. And I'm going to cover up the areas where I didn't get my paint on good. So I like the idea of combining dots, polka dots with stripes. What do you guys think? And I also like sometimes to have my little polka dots be falling off the edge of the project. Can you see that one's falling off the edge in this one? Where is it? Right here. So I would probably say that that is good. And what I will do, I'm going to save that little spouncer, is when it's dry, we'll do this in the little dots, because that kind of makes them look like bundles almost, and I might do some on this too. But so we're going to stuff it, and I may insert a painter's stir stick inside of the fluffing, I'll have to see, and all the way up into this, or I may just glue it on the back to give it some stability. But anyways, that is the start of our carrot, our large carrot, oh shoot, our large carrot door hanger, squishy, stuffy, whatever you want to call it. And if you have questions, let me know. If you want the link, so all the paint that I used today, it came from Walmart in the craft section. It's Waverly brand, made by Plaid. The canvas duck also came from Walmart, and my polyfill that I am using right now looks like this. It also came from Walmart in the craft section. These awesome chalk paste and ink markers came from magnoliadiy.com, and I would be glad to get you a link. If you don't have these yet, you definitely need them. Seriously, they're awesome. I'm looking around my room here and there's so many projects I've done with them. So let me know if you want the ink pens. And then, let's see, if you wanted the stencil that I used to create all this Victorian pattern stuff, just say Victorian and I'll give you the link for that too. And I think that's pretty much it. So this was part one. We'll come back maybe this evening, if I can possibly swing it, and do part two, where we'll wrap things up and finish this project, and I'll show you how to glue and everything, how to do a hanger. We'll do some doodly doos on the polka dots. We'll probably use the white pen and do that on the black polka dots here. And we'll finish this project up, and then tomorrow on Friday we'll work on these. These are just going to be little bowl fillers that I've started working on. This one's going to have stripes. We'll have a solid. We'll probably do white polka dots on this one. No, we'll have to do something different. Maybe white stripes, because I've got white polka dots here. Anyways, so we'll do those tomorrow. And yeah, Cheryl, I'll get you a link to the pins right away. Hey, and if you liked this project or you like the stuff that I do here at DiyDreaming, please consider sprinkling this video to your social media. And a lot of people say, what does that mean? That's a Facebook word, and it just means you take this video and you click the SHARE button, which is down here somewhere, and put it on your Facebook page. Or if you're in groups, in any fun crafting groups or anything like that. But don't sprinkle this into a group that doesn't want you to share other crafters' videos there. And then take 2 seconds to hop over to Dreamy DIY and join that group. What else? Oh, do this or this, or say something to me in the comments. If you want to see part 2 and part 3, you want to see how all these things come out, that increases the odds that the Facebook will actually serve you my videos. You can always come back here anytime by just typing DIY Dreaming in your search bar, and it'll bring up this page, and then you can click on the videos tab and you can go and look at the almost 2,000 videos that I have here in the last 4 years. So you can find whatever topic you want and watch it just when it's convenient for you. So I just want to make sure you knew that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So I'm going to hop off now and get you guys links to the pins and anything else that you want, answer questions. And if I can swing it, I'll come back tonight and we'll do part 2 where we're going to finish this big carrot up and stuff and decorate and all that stuff. And then tomorrow we'll do the little bowl fillers, these little guys. Okay, thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys. See you later.